So hi everyone, it is a very late Top 10 Tuesday. For anybody watching these, I'm sorry, but stuff just happened today. I want to film a couple videos before I have to head off to bed because tomorrow I sort of begin the process of like the new place that I'm working in. Still keeping my other job, but I'm going to be working here too. It's going to be paperwork, and they said it's going to be about 4 hours, so I won't be working, but it's still 4 hours of paperwork. Okay. So, for this Top 10 Tuesday, I have picked 10 books that I would like to eventually see become movies. Now, there are a few that I kicked off the list that I was just kind of ticked off because they already are movies, but they are just so unfaithful to the book, or they just cut a lot of crap out, or they just change too much to benefit certain people. And I didn't want this to be a pissed off rant list. I wanted it to be a fresh, new list of stuff that I am at least sure, or pretty sure, that they don't have movies of yet. So, here we go. At number 10 is Violin. Now, Anne Rice is usually known for her vampire novels, and I've only read about 4 books from her, but she is a fantastic writer. Deep characters, great plot. Queen of the Dam really, for me, it really drew me in. Even more than Interview with the Vampire, though everyone knows Interview was a better movie. But Violin is something different. It's not a vampire novel. It's about this woman who has lost her child to, if I remember right, cancer, because I read this when I was like 16, 17. And she's like being tortured by this ghost who is like the former owner of the violin she has, and her husband has left her for a younger woman who reminds them of, their daughter that passed. And yeah, it's kind of dreary, but it's something different than vampires. And again, Anne Rice is an excellent writer. If you haven't checked out her non-vampire stuff, I recommend it because I've read Belinda, I've read Violin, of course, and the first book in the Sleeping Beauty trilogy. Those two I was not going to put on here because they are more adult books, and yeah, you never know who's going to be watching. So number 9 is Stargirl. I really love Stargirl, and if I ever get a tattoo, which I'm planning on eventually if I can brave it, I want literary tattoos, like stuff from books. And I thought that the cover of Stargirl would be really cute. It's really simple. It kind of looks like a kid's drawing. And I just love that simplicity and that imagination, because it really went, that was like kind of her, what do you call it, insignia or something like that. Yeah, her kind of signature thing. And yeah, I just thought that would be cool to have. Stargirl is basically a middle grade book. I mean, you probably can be like 10 and read this, 10 and up, or maybe 11. It's a fairly easy read, but I thought the book was cute. It was meaningful. I love Stargirl. I wish I knew Stargirl. I wish, I wouldn't do this crazy stuff she did sometimes, as she did sometimes. But I would like to kind of be like her in many ways. I would like to at least know a Stargirl, because she seemed really fun. Number 8. Number 8 is Anya's Ghost. Now, I can't remember all the authors of these books right now, but Anya's Ghost was basically like a comic graphic novel, whatever you want to call it. And Basically, it is about a girl whose parents are Russian. Well, actually, I think she was too, but she adapted more to the American culture. She like lost her Russian accent, and her mother tries to keep her in the culture, but she wants to be like Americanized. And she kind of has this attitude, and then one day she stumbles upon this ghost. She falls into this hole, and yeah, she meets up with this ghost. The ghost follows her home and this and that, and she thinks she's nice, or at least at first, and the ghost turns out to not have been such the greatest person when she was alive. So number 7 is Hate List, and I read this maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And it's basically revolving kind of around like a school shooting, and it tells from the perspective of the girlfriend of the shooter and how she kind of has to deal with people and deal with the things going on with her parents. So I think that would probably be like a really good teen movie. Number 6 is Crank, and I've only read part of like the next book that comes after this. It's, if I remember right, the author is Ellen Hopkins. And the thing about these books is, instead of like, I believe you would call it like prose, it's kind of written in verse, almost like poetry, but instead of like rhyming and stuff, it's like almost like written how a book would be, but it's in verse form. So don't think it's like rhyming constantly. It's not. But I thought that was quite interesting that she chose to do that. It was something like really different, and I definitely can appreciate that. And I think that would be an interesting book. It does revolve around a girl and drug abuse and stuff. And I think that would, if you did it right, make it like a really good drama, especially like if you can put some of the verse like speak kind of in it. Just like make it like really artistic and like, yeah. Number 5, I pick Sailor Moon. Now, yeah, Sailor Moon is a TV show based on a manga. It's an anime. But I would actually like to see, I guess you would call it live action, like a movie. I know, I believe in Japan, they've done like live action. They have like they had a little mini like TV show thing, because I found it on the internet. And then I think they did like stage like shows and stuff. But I would actually like to see, they can do it in Japan, I wouldn't care. And then like dub it in English, or they can make an American version. And you can have any kind of people. It might even give, actors and actresses from other countries, an ability to be more well known in the US, since many people love anime. My only thing would be specifically with that would be that Rei Hino, Sailor Mars, is kept Japanese, just because of the how she is, the culture aspect, the temple she's from. So she's pretty much written as a straight Japanese character, and people have a tendency to change a lot of races of POCs, which is unfortunate. If a character is written a certain way, don't exclude the type of people that they are described as. Or if they do, don't hate them for it. Bro. Okay, that crab was ridiculous. I mean, that was a little girl. See, I'm going on a rant. This is why I didn't want to do the movies that were already, or the books that were already turned into movies that I dislike because of how crappy they sounded. Because I have other things to rant about. which could be a whole new video. So let me move on. Number 4 is Zombies vs. Unicorns. Now, I'm going to redo my review for this. I love this book. I enjoy short stories. If you have any good short stories to recommend to me, throw them my way. Because I love to read them. I love to write them. I've kind of been rewriting them because I don't claim to be the greatest writer, but I'm trying. And Zombies vs. Unicorns is basically, God, I keep saying and I had all this in my head. So, some stories are about zombies and some are about unicorns. There, why couldn't I have said that the first time? Yeah. Try not to say again. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's been a long week. So, I just love this book. All the stories except maybe one I disliked. And the thing about it is, yes, there are anthology movies, but we don't see a lot of them. And this, is an anthology from different authors, and some are well known, some I haven't really heard of, and I think they could really be creative with this. So number 3 is 13 Reasons Why. I read this on my Nook. It was the second book that I read on my Nook. Number 1 is the first full-length book I read, but I'll get to that. I heard they were going to be making this into a movie, but I haven't heard anything too much since. It was like maybe a year or so ago that I heard this. I think they mentioned Selena Gomez, but I'm not sure. This is really... People have their ups and downs with this book. Some said the girl was too dramatic. I can see it's kind of their point, but there was another character who was mainly in this. It was told from the point of view of a boy named Clay, and the girl he had a crush on committed suicide. And one day he receives tapes that say, if you were on this, you are part of the reason why. And he listens to Hannah, which is a girl he liked, trying to figure out why, what he did, that he is listed as a reason that she killed herself. And it goes into the tapes, and, that part is told in her voice. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And I really think that they probably could do a good movie with this, And it talks about a lot of good issues about how you treat people and how you see yourself, and forgiveness and forgiving yourself and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I think that would be a good movie, especially for young people to have. And I definitely think they should read the book. Number two is a book that I have not finished yet, but I've read enough to know that it would make a kick-ass movie, and that is Cinder, which is a sci-fi retelling of Cinder as a cyborg. I was loving it. I have to finish it. I thought it was excellent. A fantastic retelling. Something that you don't hear every day, because a lot of the retellings, while they're good, they're usually kind of the same in a way. I don't hear too many sci-fi like retellings of stuff like that. Excuse me. So number one is Unwind. Unwind is by Neal Shusterman, I think. It is the first, and I don't think it's a trilogy. I think, is it a quartet it's called? I think there might be 4. There could be 5, but I'm pretty sure there's at least 4. I've only read Unwind. And Unwind is basically, I'm going to call it a teenage dystopian, because most of this only revolves around teenagers. And in the story, abortion is illegal, but when your child turns 13, you can send them to get unwound, meaning they will be taken apart and their organs and all that other stuff donated to other people. And the story revolves around the viewpoints, basically, of 3 children who are set to be unwound. And they escape from their parents and stuff. It was very disturbing on many levels. It made you think a lot. Whether you are pro-choice or pro-life or whatever, it made you question a lot of things. I don't know the author's personal view itself, or his, himself. But I definitely can see points on both sides because of real life. And once I redo my review for the millionth time, because I really, really want to talk about what I thought of that book, I'll get more into that. But I think this is the dystopian book that needs to be made into a movie. Because they didn't do The Giver right. Oh my god, I'm gonna stop right now. So yeah, that is my top 10 Tuesday of books I would like to see into movies. If you watch this, tell me what you think. I'm so sorry for all the ums. I need to get a drink. But let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree, disagree, what books you would like to see on the big screen, or even a little screen. If it's a good drama, maybe they can make it into a Lifetime movie. They did for Speak, and that turned out pretty good. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.